The world's #1 selling tour, Walking with Dinosaurs, the Arena Spectacular, is now showing in Australia for a second time. It's part of a world tour which kicked off back in 2007. The $20 million production created by Global Creatures has already made over $350 million at the box office. In 2010, they came first in BRW's Top 50 Australian Entertainers list. The tour included over 1,000 shows which were played in more than 140 cities across the US, Canada and Mexico. Demand was so high that a second production group evolved to tour Europe and Asia. But despite this, the sheer size of the talent meant producers struggled to capitalise on its potential.
There's a lot of places that would like to take it but don't have an arena big enough, which has been the same problem we've had all over the world really. There's so many countries that would like to take it that don't have an arena big enough.
To carry audiences through the 200 million year reign of the dinosaurs, 20 life-sized creatures from 10 different species were made at a cost of $20 million. It takes more than 30 semi-trailers to transport the herd.
Over time, when you factor in all the costs, obviously nobody'd ever really built a dinosaur to this detail and this scale before. So there were several prototypes built, lots of time invested. So yes, it does run into the millions.
It took a year for the team of engineers, fabricators, skin makers and artists to hatch the original production in a Melbourne Docklands workshop. Each large dinosaur weighs over 1.5 tonnes and requires 3 people to operate them.
We've got one person down inside who does the major driving around of the dinosaur and moves him around the stage. And then we've got 2 puppeteers up here. I do the voodoo rig, this is called, which by remote control operates all of the big body movements of the dinosaur. So depending on what I do, this is like a smaller skeleton of the puppet. This will operate the dinosaur's head and neck up and down. We can go left and right with the head. This will operate the body up and down. We can tilt, we can twist the body. Then we can also add in smaller details like tail, smaller head movements. And then we have the auxiliary who operates all of the mouth and the eyes and the snorts and other little tricks that the dinosaurs have. And they use this tool here to operate the mouth and the eyes, and then they also play all the sounds live through a keyboard here, and each character has a different set of sounds to give it character.
The development of the show's animatronics has made the dinosaurs more lifelike. Even these electronic beasts have evolved since their birth in 2007, much like their prehistoric counterparts.
They've obviously gotten a little bit bigger, a lot faster, a lot smoother, more realistic, although they were very realistic to begin with. There's added detail, more eye movement. Some of them snort now and there's breath that comes out of their mouths.
As Walking with Dinosaurs wraps up in Australia and heads to New Zealand, Global Creatures have announced that production has begun on King Kong, another life-sized spectacular. But don't worry, these dinosaurs won't face extinction anytime soon.
So many places that we've been to want it back, so that's the next thing, to sort of look at some of those places that perhaps didn't have a space in their sort of planning schedule to take it last time. Mix that in with some of those places that want it back again. They've actually had inquiries from various museums and places that are interested in taking them, but at the moment we're not letting any of them go because they're a family and we want them to stay together. We'll perhaps do an Adopt a Dinosaur project.